don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure that we've done everything that we need to do here. Sorry here. Give me just a second here, folks. Welcome. This is the 395th. Let's try that again. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 395th episode of the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. Producer Kate is not here this evening. They had a situation at their home today where they had a tree roots invade some pipes. So they've been dealing with that. And she said that they've literally had a shitty day today. And I said, well, that just goes right in line with tonight's episode. It goes right in line with how I'm feeling and everything else that's been going on. So I was like, hey, that's fine. You do you. Take the night off. Do what you got to do. I understand how that happens. And when you get things going on at the homestead and you got roots invading your pipelines, man, that is not a battle that I would wish to take off her hands. So I hate that for her and Niles and the kids, and hopefully they get that taken care of as soon as possible. But we'll hold down the fort here tonight without her and do what we must do. Little bit of personal news. Went shooting today, as I stated I would. Man, and that gun is spot on. So that is fantastic. Had a nice little shoot and tried out some new magazines that I had bought. Ran several rounds through each of the magazines. Did something that I haven't done, man, in a long time. The last time I was on the police department and I went and I qualified, my mom worked at the prosecutor's office and she went and qualified, and I went and shot with my mommy. And that was long ago. And so my mother didn't have anything going on today. And so she went and shot with me. And while she didn't really like the gun that we were shooting today as well, but she didn't do a bad job. So it is what it is. We had fun, and Always a good time going and pew-pewing. So, okay. Needless to say, that didn't just set me right, though. I kind of thought that I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but I would say really about the last week, maybe the last week and a half, this pressure has been building. And it's this just ongoing pressure, and each day and each night and each show and each topic and each political figure and each meeting and each governmental employee, everything that's going on, local and then state and federal, it's just all compounding on top of each and every other thing. I kind of thought that, as we would get through one thing, it would like release the pressure, but it's not. And this happens, okay? Don't like freak out. This happens to me, well, maybe a couple times a year, maybe like once a quarter, I would say, where I get in this just really pissy mood, foul mood. That's the name of the episode tonight. Episode 395, Foul Mood. And what's funny is normally that bad mood is due to the actions of elected officials or something going on at the local level or the state level or the federal level that government officials are doing, that people, in these elected positions, people, in the bureaucracy, these people that are really getting under my skin and causing me to be like, argh. But I have to be honest, it's not really them this time. It's the public at large. Now, not you guys, because you guys are smart. You guys are intelligent. You follow along. You understand what's right and wrong. You understand how things work. That's something that all hosts of podcasts or radio programs always say. I have the smartest audience there is in all of the podcasting world, in all of radio, in all of politics. I have the smartest audience going. But I say that because I know a large portion of you. Now, I know there are the sneaky sneaks. Hello, Mayor Bob. And I know that there are the sneaky sneaks that come in, and I guess I don't know all of them, and I know that some of my enemies watch, and so I guess I'm not talking to all of you, but of the ones that I know, you know who you are. I tend to think that you guys are intelligent, and so I'm not talking directly at you, but I'm talking about the public at large. And I think that I get a little bit inside my head, and I think I realize, like, man, maybe I'm griping about myself. But so here's the thing. This is something that I've noticed that happened. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, they're copying me. I was the first one. Because obviously I'm not. Let me read you something. I read this to my grandparents the other day, and this is really amazing. This is something that's quite interesting. Let me pull this up and see if I can find this again here. This is okay right here. Listen to this. This is very interesting. In the world currently, as of this week, there are 4,437,888. Hold on. 4,437,887 podcasts in the podcast index directory. So you may or may not know that there is this directory that if you put a podcast feed out there and you have an RSS feed, you're on YouTube, you put out an audio podcast, you go into this directory and they keep track of everyone that's ever been active, everyone that's active, everything that's, come and went, all of them. And as of this week, the total number is 4,437,887. With a total of, this is staggering, 151,298,182 podcast episodes. So those 4.4 million podcasts have put out 151 million episodes, which is an average of 34.1 episodes per each program. Now, that may seem like an insurmountable amount of competition, but see, that's not something that's ever bothered me, because all of you that are watching this, specifically those of you that watch and listen to other programs a lot, you're like I am. You know that content, eventually you're going to get to the end and you always have room for more. You can always listen to more. I'm a unique program in the fact that we put out content nightly. That's 5 nights a week, sometimes more, maybe 1 week we put out something less, but we normally average 5 nights a week. Most podcasts are putting out, I don't know where everybody's at. I don't really know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if something funky has happened to the feed. It looks really weird tonight. Maybe it's the whole thing. I'm in a bad mood. I'm in a foul mood. Kate's not here. She's had a shitty experience. All of you, maybe people are just like, bah humbug, I'm over it for tonight. And that might very well be. Who knows? It just kind of goes with the with the overall theme of the evening. Yeah. You see what it said? Did you see? It's not frozen. Get out of here. No, thank you for telling me. I don't know. That's funky. I don't know. You saw what it said, didn't you? The thumbnail. Let me show you what the thumbnail said, and I'll get back to my thing here. The thumbnail, I put this up. Foul mood, the political spotlight. Subscribe or don't. Good fun. Okay, no, getting back to what I was reading. So, like I said, that may seem like an insurmountable amount of competition, but only 200,123 podcasts actually updated their feed in the last week. So out of those 4.4 million shows, lots of them are already, they're a flash in the pan, because you don't understand how many people there's like two groups of people, really. Okay. There are the groups of people that run out. They say, I want to start a podcast. I'm going to start a podcast. And, it doesn't matter what the topic is. It's going to be a comedy podcast. It's 4 dudes sitting around and talking, because that ain't ever been done. It's one guy sitting and talking into a computer, because that ain't never been done. It's a political podcast, because that's never been done. It's a historical podcast, because that's never been, everything that you're going to do, chances are it's been done 1,000 times before, better, bigger, whatever. But everybody's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So they do one of two things. They rush out and they buy everything they need. They buy a mic and a mic arm, the boom arm, and they buy a soundboard, and they buy a compressor, and they buy a camera, and they buy computers and everything you need. And you set it up and you learn how to work it all. And what happens is you do it one of two ways. Either you record, not live, you just record, hit record, and you're like, welcome to my podcast. Tonight we're going to talk about and it's harder than what people think. And maybe they get 5 or 6 or 10 people to watch or whatever. And then they put out another episode and less people watch. And then they put out another episode and even less people watch. And then by the third or fourth episode, they're like, man, this is a lot of work. Or the other group are the people who's like, I'm going to do a podcast. And like all podcasters tell everybody, you don't need all this crap to do it. You could literally record on your phone and put that out there. And people do that. And those people generally, you would think that like they would generally stay longer. But what happens is they get the same results. They record a show on their phone. They get 5 or 6, 8, 9, 10 people watching. Next episode they record and they get 6 people watching. Third episode they get 2 people watching, and they're like, well, maybe no one's watching because this isn't very good and I don't have all the stuff. And so, all right, that's a lot of work. And people give up because what the stats say is, and this is really important. According to Riverside, which is a podcast, it like collects this information. 90% of podcasts do not get past episode number 3. So most podcasts, they start, they kick off, they do 3 episodes, and then you never hear from them ever again. I'll talk to you about that. Stay right there, and I'll tell you about what's going on with the Super Chat in a moment. Of the few that continue on, so 90% of podcasts don't get through it. So there's only 10% of podcasts make it. So 10%. Then of that 10%, 90% of that doesn't get past episode 20. So, if you are listening to a podcast that is past episode 21, then that podcast is in the 1% of all podcasters worldwide who made it. And, we're clearly there. I mean, I've had 3 different shows. All of the shows have got past episode 21. We're here for the long run, okay? And I love what I do, but I'm so damn tired of just the complete ignorance and stupidity on the people that are out there that don't realize they have an obligation. So many people go and vote. And they're like, well, my job is done here. I voted. See you in 4 years. And it's like, You voted, man. That's just you just scratched the tippy toppy tip top of the iceberg. You now have so much work ahead of you because one of 2 things have happened. Let's just take one vote, one office. You voted for governor and your candidate lost. Well, now you got to make sure the person that won Are they as bad as you thought they would be? Or are they doing things that change your mind? Or you're like, well, this guy's not too bad, and you've got to stick within that thing. And then when the election comes around again, you've either got to say, hey, this guy wasn't too bad. He changed my mind. Or you got to work harder to campaign against him. Or let's say you voted for someone and your candidate won. Now you have to keep him accountable or her. Your person won. Are they living up to what you told people they would live up to? Or are they just another turd in the turd pile? And that's the thing. That's the thing that is really bad, because I realize that I'm not going to agree with I don't need to agree with everyone that I've supported. I realize I'm not going to disagree. There are things that the mayor of Muncie does that I like, and that I agree with. That's why it's so frustrating when I'm out here hearing like these, everyone talking about how bad it was, how bad it is when the winning candidate is now doing things that they're doing. It's like, man, if your candidate won, they would have been doing things, we would be bitching. This is just kind of how it goes. We're not going to agree or disagree on every single thing. And if you've looked at everything going on with X candidate and you're saying, oh, this person is bad all the way, you're doing yourself a really big disservice. And you're doing the public a big disservice. You're doing your community a big disservice. But here's the thing that kills me. What really, really, really kills me is I popped into the scene doing what I'm doing. And, the very first thing that people say is, well, who are you? What gives you the right to say? And listen, what do you mean? And what gives me the right? My creator gives me the right. I'm born in America. I'm an American citizen. My belief is my creator has bestowed my rights to me. I have a First Amendment right, just the same as any of you do. Now, I can't help it that none of you have done this, in the local area. That's what I'm talking about. All the people who were back in 2019 were saying that in Muncie, and in 2015 we're saying that in Winchester. Everyone's like, well, you're who are you? What gives you the right? But it wasn't like I just popped on the microphone and started just babbling. Like, I had been involved with politics for a while before. And so what really frustrates me is I want to inspire people. I want to inspire people to hold their government accountable. I want to inspire people to get educated and get involved and be active. And if you want to put up a show, put up a podcast, if you want to blog, that's more power to you. Listen, if there are 30 shows like mine, people will watch them all. People can suck it all in. There's all these meetings that were occurring tonight. There was a meeting in Madison County at the Tea Party show, at the Tea Party meeting. We live streamed that. There was a meeting in a little town in Henry County called Knightstown. And Knightstown is such a weird little town. Knightstown is, I I don't. Kate, where are you at? I need your help. Kate, how big is Knightstown? How big is Knightstown, Kate? Kate says Knightstown is 2,150 people. No, she's not saying that. I'm here by myself. So Knightstown is 2,100 people. Okay, that's the size of Knightstown. Okay, so for example, the town of Yorktown in Delaware County is 11,000 people. All right. So Knightstown's this really small community in Henry County. But yet you get on social media and Knightstown has like 3 or 4 different pages, like Knightstown Chatter, Knightstown Chatter. And then there's like Knightstown Chatter 2, uncensored. Knightstown Chatter 3, more uncensored. And the reason it is like that is because somebody does something to someone on the very first page and they block them or they delete them or they censor their comments, and someone's like, screw you, I'm going to start my own page. And then they go and they start their own page, and then someone gets butthurt on that page, and then they go start their, I'm like, dude, what? Like, just quit. I hate that. I don't block anybody. The only time I block somebody is if they are like violent, they're like threatening to like do harm to someone or whatnot, or like a bot. You know, obviously we block bots, but I don't block people on social media or whatever. And that's so mindless. If there's something somebody says that I don't like, scroll on past. Ain't no big deal to me. You know what I mean? Well, get caught up about things that are not related to, you know, like people say, well, you get caught up about politics in communities you don't live. Well, it's because I want the right thing to happen and someone's asked me to look into it. But, you know, like as far as what's going on, you know, I don't know. It's just really strange to me how people get so butthurt over the minor things like that. But what really kills me is they have this meeting, okay, and they apparently needed to transfer the meeting to not have it in their town hall. They needed to transfer it down to the school because they were scared that all 2,150 people were going to show up to this meeting. And that's because the police chief's has resigned and another officer resigned. The department's now down to only 2 officers. Apparently tonight, before the school board, or before the town board started, 2 other town council members resigned. Something is going on in this town. Something is going on when you have all your police are resigning and leaving, and you've got 2 town councilors that are leaving, okay? And I don't know what it is. I've just slowly started looking into what is going on. But you've got all of these people that are fighting because they all feel like they have a right to say what they want to say, but the other person next to them doesn't. And listen, there are people down there that I like and people down there that I don't like, but they all have a right to be heard. And so it just frustrates me. First of all, if you're going to go out and start holding these people accountable and you're going to start putting here's the thing. So if somebody Yeah, absolutely. You can message me, Space Cat. No problem. Always. So the first thing we always say here is before you get involved, you need to get educated. And I found that in politics, so often people want to be the person in the know. Okay. They want to be the person in the know. They want to say, I know what's going on, and I was there, and those people ran this by me, and I knew about it before anybody. It's okay to admit that you don't know what's going on. It's okay to be the last to find something out. I used to do this thing where it was really important for me to break news. Like I wanted to get it out faster than anybody. And I would get mad if like I didn't get a press release, like when they sent it out to all the other quote unquote news organizations. But then I realized, wait a minute, what are you doing? I'm not news. I'm not news. Now listen, I pride myself in the fact that I have built up a network of people that like me and don't like me. And on both sides of that, I have sources that give me information. And I tend to find out a lot of information before it comes out. And I post it and I break it. And I break a lot of news. We've broke a lot of big stories on my platform, whether it's been Bilbrey Live or it's been Perception is Reality, or it's been the Bastards of Politics, or it's been the Political Spotlight. I have been in a position to break a lot of really big, important news. But I don't care if I do. It doesn't matter to me. It's just something that happens. If I don't find something out and I'm the last person to find out, because to me, all that truly matters is what that story is, how it affects. Is it something I'm going to give commentary on, or is it something that doesn't need commentary? If it doesn't need commentary, I don't even talk about it or post about it, period. But if it's something specifically that I'm like, ooh, this needs commentary, then it could have come out 2 weeks ago. But as long as I'm giving my commentary on it now, that's my fresh take. That's what matters. To me, that's what I care about. So that's the number one thing that people need to understand. All of you people out there that are picking up these mics and that are going, I'm sick of hearing. So these people called me today and they're like, so-and-so's doing this in Knightstown. He's trying to be you. And I'm like, no. I'm nobody. That's the number one thing everyone always says, who are you to do this? I'm just a citizen, man. I'm a citizen that likes politics. I am not important. I'm a worthless turd the same way everybody else is. That person is not trying to be me because this person doesn't do it the same way. They run their mouth off about things they don't truly know about. They don't wait until they have all the receipts in place and they post things. You know, on my stories on Facebook or on X, when I post, what is it that I post exactly? I don't even know. I got to go look. Give me a second. I just posted something like this earlier. Let me look. When I post specifically, oh yeah, here it is. Stay tuned to the Political Spotlight here on Facebook, X, YouTube, and or Rumble for more, or tune in later for more. I'm not specifically meaning more about that specific topic that I'm talking about. I just mean about more information. Okay. So one of these things I don't like doing is I don't like to put out information about a subject and then be like, okay, well, there's going to be more information coming soon. I don't like doing that teaser thing. I don't like to do that. I tell as much about the information that I have at the time I tell it. I try to wait until all of the information is in. That's not always possible. Sometimes because of whatever's going on, you have to talk about something. And so I go with it. But what I've noticed a lot of people do is they no one can set and build on a story. They can't wait and get the information and let it come in and get all the facts. They want to go out boom, bang, pow right now. And then by the time they've posted about something tomorrow, that's not even relevant or factual because they haven't had all the information. They didn't wait long enough to get all of the information. And that's what frustrates me because I get lumped into all that nonsense. Space Cat. In regards to Muncie, Tackett's going to tell you that he knew all about it first anyways. Yes. And there are those people out there that do it. And it's funny to me because it's just I'm in a bad mood. Like I was going to have the guy on with the roundabout. I didn't get around to calling the guy on about the roundabout today. I'm going to have him on tomorrow. I don't know if he's watching. If you're watching, I am so sorry. I will call you tomorrow and we will get you on. Tomorrow we'll have a regular show. I'm just bitching because like I'm going to really think about, here's where I am. When I get in these moods, and this is just all complete babble, but when I get in these moods, I'm going to change up how we do stuff. I'm not going to do any more local stuff. Screw it. The local stuff, they can burn it down. I'm doing national stuff starting next week. It's all national from here on out. And if people like it, they great. And if they don't like it, great. And that's it. And that's that. And I get in moods like that. But I'll breathe and I'll pray about it and I'll calm down and this will pass. It happens. It happens several times a year, 2 or 3 times a year. And there's all these reasons that it happens. But the thing is, I always try to take some kind of a lesson from it. And I've always been pretty good about doing that. And taking this lesson, why this has happened, why I feel this way, and what I'm going to do better in the future. Because once I come down from this, it's okay, I don't want to feel that way again. I love what I do. I'm never going to quit this ever, 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 ever. No, I know, but we're going to be on tomorrow on Friday because I was sick on Tuesday and I like to try to do 5 shows a week, but we are going to be on tomorrow and, I'm going to call him in the morning and we're going to do a show with him tomorrow because I owe it to him and I want people to hear about what's going on. Hello there, Bree. But, according to the Ride Now administration, the people that watch your show are the enemy. Yeah, right. Isn't that crazy? That's how people look at people in Muncie. That's how people look at Muncie. And here's the thing. And I want you guys to understand this. I could have just said, you know what? No, I'm in a bad mood. I'm not doing a show tonight. I didn't contact the guy about the roundabout today because I was in a bad mood earlier and I was just taking a break from it. Spend a day hanging out with my mother, doing some things, taking some me time. But I thought, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm not sick. There's nothing that stops me from talking. I like getting on here and talking to you guys. I know there's a lot of people that are like, hey, we look forward to your show in the evening, no matter what you're talking about. And so, I don't care. I don't care that there's not 500 people watching this right now, or people's like, well, this isn't really political. Because I like talking to you guys. I like seeing what you're saying. And I apologize, Kate's not here. So we're not putting it up on the screen, but it is in the comments. You guys are there. You guys know it. And we see it. That's why most of you should go to YouTube. By the way, hey, while you're here, do the thing that I didn't say at the beginning of the show. Like this show, if you would. Ring the bell, do all of that stuff. It's all wonderful, yada, yada. There's everything there. Check that out, yada, yada, yada. All right, now back to it. I was like, no, you know what? I'm not going to hide from this because normally, not me. I look for the nights off. I look forward to the nights off. Me too, Alva. Me too. No, but I don't want to hide. I'm like, no, I'm not going to hide from this. I'm not going to hide. I'm going to let them know this is what's going on. But I always try to take something. What I was trying to get to is I always try to take a message or learn something in this, so like I can use it to not feel this way next time. Now, there will be another time that I'll feel like this. It will happen. And it generally happens during elections. Absolutely. Yeah. Share it now and I'll put it up there. Share it now. And I'll share it on my YouTube, and I'll share it on X and everything. Send it to me in Messenger. Bree, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments and send it to me on Messenger, and I'll do all of that. I'll share it on Messenger. I'll share it on X. I'll put it up here. Do all of that. But one of the things, and this is people are always like, do you have thin skin? Does it bother you when people say things about you? And I say, no, not in the least bit. Listen, if Audie Barber was telling somebody that I'm a no good son of a bitch, I'm not trustworthy, or da-da-da-da-da, that would bother me, because Audie and I are, best friends. We're good friends. You know what I mean? Like, his opinion of me matters. And there are a good number of you people that I feel that same way about. If I disappoint my family, if I disappoint my brothers, Jake or Andrew, or if I disappoint my grandparents, or I disappoint my mother, my stepfather, or my father when he was alive, or, anybody else, that bothers me. Mike Jones doesn't like me because of my political belief. That, you know what I mean? Like, here's some rope, here's short rope, and there's a high tree. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff that does not bother me in the least bit. However, I will tell you, what's interesting to me is the more viewers that I get that specifically are friendly and of an agreeing nature, it's interesting to me that I've noticed that I've got to a situation, and there was one other situation before. When was it? Was it Beckwith, when Beckwith was on? It might have been, and I was like, I'm not going to sell myself out again. That was like a lesson I took away from that. But I noticed that I have got into a position where used to, man, if I didn't like a candidate, whether somebody else, whether 1,000 people, whether all of you, every single person on here currently watching live, however many of you there are, wherever you're watching from, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Facebook, whether it be X, whether it be Rumble, wherever you're watching from, however many of you are there, let's just say however many you are, if you, all of you, liked, Stumblefoot was the governor. It's always been harder. Like, it's never been a problem for me before to be like, that governor, Stumblefoot, he's a piece of shit. That's never bothered me before. However, the longer that we've went and we've grown an audience, and we've grown a friendly audience, specifically with YouTube, because you got to remember, perception is reality. I would record that and I would put it out into the world and let it go. And I never, until people came up and called or text me, I never heard what people thought of it. It's weird having commenters right here. That is good and bad. But I've noticed, like, I've not wanted to hurt y'all's feelings. It's not me, and it's not the political figure. It's like I've not wanted to let you guys down in saying, well, I have a problem. And I'll give you a really good example. I'll give you the perfect example of this. Somebody that I like, somebody that I respect specifically, Janet Grenand. She may or may not be on here right now. Love Janet. I think she's a wonderful person. And it bums me out when I talk about not liking Beckwith when she's on here. Because I know, like, I feel like I'm letting her down. Like, I don't care about not liking Beckwith. I don't care what he thinks about it. I hate that, like, Janet. And here's the thing that I need to here. David, you nut. Here's the thing that gets me is never before, first of all, would that have bothered me. But this is the other thing. In the past, there have been people that I've been like, that guy's a bad guy. This person X or Y or Z is bad. And I've lost friendships over it. And I've been like, okay, well, time will tell. You'll see. You'll be back. And you know what? People have come back 2 or 3 years later and been like, you know what? You were right. And I don't ever say, like, I told you so. I'm always like, okay, cool. Welcome back. Glad you're here. We're all good again. And so that's something that I've let myself get soft on. And so I'm making a promise to myself right now. And I'm making a promise to y'all right now, saying after tonight, when this show ends, I'm back to the old me. And so every now and then, I think it's probably good, because what's funny about these are, and this is why I was saying the other day I was having a trouble with naming and titling these. It's because since I'm on nightly, this is like a radio program, right? It's like a radio show. You get in the car and you listen to a radio program or whatever, and then that's that. But the radio programs now live stream, most of them live stream either on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and they don't title them. They just give the date and the time. And now I understand what Kate said, and I understand what you guys said, and so I'm gonna keep giving them titles, and they might be a little bit more generic than normal. When I can come up with a good title, I will. But I'm just letting you all know that it's funky, because I feel like a lot of you have heard some of this stuff so many times before, but there's always new people. And so every now and then I need to reiterate some of the rules. And the rules around here are, it's perfectly acceptable for us to be adults. You should be an adult. I don't know if there are any children here. Okay. I don't know if there are any children here. I hope there are. We need to get young children involved with stuff like this. I used to have some people that would listen to the program with their children, and that's awesome. But for everybody that's an adult, okay, or high teenager and up, this is the real world. It is okay for us to agree to disagree. It's okay for us to be angry at one another. It's okay for us to get in an argument or have a disagreement where we walk away mad. Okay. Number one, I always want you to tune in and watch. I want you to tune in and watch live. And if you can't tune in and watch live, I want you to tune in and watch replay. I want you to watch every night of the week if you can, or binge them, or watch as many as you can. But I'm also perfectly okay with you taking time out. I'm also okay with you taking a couple days off, a couple nights off, a couple weeks off, take off a year, come back. Whatever you got to do. I'm okay with you agreeing with me, disagreeing with me. And I'm asking for your okay. And then I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter if you give me the okay or not, because I'm taking it, to be okay with agreeing and disagreeing with you, because we're going to. We're not married. We're not brothers and sisters. We're not mother, father, husband, sister, cousin, whatever. And here's the thing. You're not going to agree or disagree 100% of the time with any of those people. So if you're not going to agree or disagree 100% of the time with those people or anyone else in the world, there's no reason you should expect that we're going to agree all the time. And it's okay. I just want you guys to hear that and know that, because moving forward, we're going to be really, I think that's where the turmoil comes from. This inner turmoil of feeling like I'm selling out. I'm selling out on myself. I'm not coming out with this. It's okay for a Democrat to watch as long as they don't speak, as long as they get in their cage and know their place and know their role. Absolutely. And yeah, that's the thing. And as long as you know that it's perfectly legal and okay, and I'm fine with you disagreeing with me on anything, as long as you know that you are wrong. Stumblefoot likes disagreeing with me. Absolutely. And so I just want people to know that. And I think that's the thing. And I think that's what's had me all kind of bound up. Man, even saying it, I feel so much better. Just you guys hearing it and realizing it and things like that. Because I just feel like in today's world, it's one of those things that, like, oh, if we disagree, we've got to go different ways. And that's what's wrong. That's one of the biggest things that I want to teach and be able to put out there. Look, Tweety Bird and I disagree on nationally 80% of the stuff. Maybe more. And I still appreciate her comments. And sometimes she gets me fired up and it pisses me off. But I love it. I would never, ever do away with her coming in. And I know there's people in here that she sets up and you guys are like each other and you get mad at each other, whatever, and whatever. And look, here's the thing. You all are free to do with each other what you please. Block each other, love each other, fight, whatever. That's all on you. I don't control what you all do. But that's the thing. Hey, thank you, Bad Cop. Let's see. Yeah, Space Cat. That I might not. Yeah, it's see, that's the thing. And I don't have a problem with I'm fine with people disagreeing with my point of view. And I think that makes you, that's the whole thing I get pissy with about Republicans, because a lot of Republicans do this specifically in Indiana, is they won't go out and they won't do debates during elections, and they won't do they don't do all of this stuff because they're like, well, it might be put on by my opponents. It might not, I've heard that so many times. Like I'll ask, a segment of candidates, hey, so-and-so's got this debate going. Are you going to go to it? And they're like, no, because we don't know. We can't verify who's putting it on. Like, what do you mean who's putting it on? What does that matter? Why does it matter who's putting that on? Shouldn't you be able to walk in there? If there's people there, there's voters there. Shouldn't you be able to walk in and lay your case out in front of them? And if it's people that you like, you should be at home. If it's people that don't like you, isn't that a chance for you to speak to people of a different mindset and maybe gain a voter, maybe gain a supporter? Or at the least bit, can't you toughen up and sharpen your iron defending what you believe in? You mean to tell me you can't go toe-to-toe with someone of the opposite side? If that's the case, I don't think I can support you. I don't think that I can vote for you. I don't think that I can elect you. I don't think that I want you representing me, my family, my friends, and my fellow Hoosiers or Americans. That's so funky to me. It's so weird. Let's see what Alva says. What's Alva saying? I'm learning from Alva. Put your advice out there, then go to bed. LOL. Yeah, it works. Good night, David. Hey, get a hold of me tomorrow. Get a hold of me tomorrow if you would. Hey, look at that. Mike Jones just, I don't know if he liked the show or he popped up and whatever he did. You know what? And listen, I'm going to even say this. I haven't talked to Mike Jones in a long time. I hope he's doing well. I hope everything's all right with him, and I hope things are going well with him. I don't know if he's watching. Good night, Alva. But I hope Mike's doing well. Hope everything's well for him. I've got no hard feelings for him. You know, it is what it is. Oh, let me tell you about that. This is the. So, okay. Have any of you noticed for the last little minute that, let me ask any of you, have any of you noticed that you've not been bombarded with commercials? I'm interested to know, is anyone out there getting commercials before watching this either live or on repeat, or has it been a minute since and you've not got commercials? Okay. Lenny said no. So you remember back some time ago, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks, and I told you that Brandon contacted me and said, hey, there's like a Brandon had, I don't know if I even told you guys this or not. Maybe I think I did, or I don't know. Brandon contacted me and said, hey, Brandon, who, for those of you that have been here for a minute and not seen Brandon is like the third wheel here. He's this guy in between Kate and I. I know you guys don't know. There's a lot of you that don't even know who he is. Brandon is a co-host here. He is right now, he moved about 6 months ago from one place in the state to another place in the state, not like in the same city. He had like a pretty substantial move. And then in the middle of that, he's also had some family situations, and he's also going back to school for his master's. So Brandon has had a lot of stuff going on, and Brandon still helps out behind the scenes. He still is in the chat like daily, and he and I talk in the three-way chat between me, Brandon, and Kate, and we talk about things, and Brandon and I talk frequently, and he'll be back on the show soon-ish. But we've just been giving him the time to do what he needs to do. He'll be back around. See, that's like I said, it's important to be able to take time out. Mental health and all that stuff's very important. Not saying he's got anything wrong. I'm just saying for everybody, myself included. But that's Brandon. And so Brandon called me and he was like, hey, I've been watching a couple of the shows in the morning on my way to work. And I've noticed like one show was an hour and 30 minutes long and you had like 80 commercials in it. So we went in there and we were like figuring out what was going on. I was like, I didn't set this up like this. Well, nobody will watch this. This is insane. And so we backed everything out and we were tinkering with it and doing all this stuff because there's a couple different ways that you get paid on YouTube, right? So you get paid through views and through watches and commercials. You get paid when people buy memberships and things like that. You get paid by super chats and giving like $20 here, or, you know, here's $100 or whatever. You get paid all these different ways. Okay. And then they give you like these bonuses and there's things that, you know, whatever. Okay. So you can make money on YouTube if you do it right, you know. And with all of the other podcasts and the other platforms, this is my full-time job. Okay. Kate's got a full-time job and she helps out here and does help and is wonderful. She's here full-time. Brandon has a full-time job and he helps out here, but this is my full-time gig. Okay. And I'm able to do what I'm going to do. So we didn't want this to be an unbearable watch for people. So I was like, man, for a 2-hour show, an hour and 30-minute show, like there shouldn't be more than 3 commercials. A commercial maybe at the beginning, commercial in the middle, a commercial at the end. Okay. On the nights that Catherine's on and we're here for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, maybe there's 4 commercials. I apologize. It is what it is. But we make them as short as possible, yada, yada, yada. Well, we were dicking around with this. And we were doing that. And, oh, yeah. Hey. I definitely, we had some good shooting. This is from the other day, but we definitely had some good shooting today. Definitely put some paper targets in the ground. I'll tell you that. So we were dicking around with the commercials and we screwed something up. David. Never, ever, ever in all of my years, in all the various guns I've ever had, and I've got some actual big boy guns that are all metal. Never, ever, 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 thank the Lord above, had an issue with a Glock. Ever. Not one. Thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds through various Glocks. Never, ever, ever had a problem. I know it happens, but I've never had that issue. Anyways, yeah, we broke YouTube. So what happened was we inadvertently turned the YouTube ad saver, which is our partnership with YouTube, off. And it was my fault. I tried to be mad at Kate about it. I tried to blame it on Kate. But it wasn't my fault. I mean, excuse me. See, I'm still trying to do it. It was Kate's fault. No, I mean, it was not my fault. I mean, it was not Kate's fault. It was my fault. I tried to blame her, but we got kind of shot in the face this month. So we will not be able, and we screwed it up to where we're on a countdown. Okay. Today's the 20th. We got 14 days. I've got it counting down. Tomorrow's 13 days. On March 6th, I will be able to enter back into our partnership with YouTube ad saver. No big deal. They are still, so for example, when Stumblefoot bought the memberships. He's bought 2 rounds of memberships for like a total of 10 people. Both of those I found went into the ad saver sense. So we will get paid, but we won't get paid for the month of February, basically. It is what it is. So it will be back. The commercials will return. I apologize. Most of you are probably happy about that. The commercials will return. You will be able to do super chats in the future. I don't ever ask anybody to. I'm so grateful if and when people do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's wonderful. That's not something, I love it when people do that because I always say it's value-based entertainment. It's value-based education. If you get something out of it and you feel inclined to give, have at it. But watching and doing all of that stuff helps. Sharing the show helps. Commenting and helping spread the algorithm nonsense, all that stuff helps. So you guys help. And that's all I ever care about. That's why we don't do Patreon. That's why we don't do the nonsense. The nonsense with YouTube where it says set it up for, that's the member thing sucks. We do bad stuff for the members because it says give your members special access. And I'm like, no, I don't, there's nothing that I have to say that I want to just give a small grouping of people. If I have something that I want 5 people to hear, I want everybody to hear it. So that's the thing. Yeah, that's the other thing. The premium, YouTube premium. I have YouTube premium because I don't like commercials. And we get money based off YouTube premium. Everybody, so if you don't like the commercials, and it doesn't cost very much. I don't know how much it costs. How much does it cost, Stumblefoot? $6, $12, something like that? I don't know. I had it one time. I then turned it off. Then my phone gave me the opportunity to have it again. So it is what it is. But that's the story with that, Alva, or not Alva didn't. Lenny asked me. So that's the deal. March 6th. So all you people that normally do the super chats, Kate or Catherine, where are you? Catherine with her big dollar bills. You'll have to spring it on us on March 6th because we're all going to go hungry and starve this month. No, we'll be just fine. Yeah, it's like $2. That's the thing. Okay. That's not bad at all. Hell yeah. And then for $2 a month, you cannot get commercials on your favorite YouTube idiots. So that's the show. I mean, I don't really have anything else. I will tell you, I had a really... I don't now. We don't. We normally, yeah, we do. We do. You just can't get to it now because our ad saver is off. That's what I've been telling you. We have that up. That's what when the thing goes green and like when Catherine would donate money or other people would donate money, that's what that is. We just don't do anything. I'm not like, okay, unless you give me $20, I'm not going to comment with you. Like no one would comment. Like that's nuts. I don't have a bunch of half-clothed men and women on talking about nonsense. I'm talking about things that people hate. Nobody's going to pay for that information. You know? Okay, that really could be. Let me see. How much does YouTube Premium cost? No, it costs a little bit more than that. All right. So it's more than $2. It's more than $2. So here's the deal. YouTube Premium costs $13 per month for individual plan, $22.99 a month for a family plan, and $7.99 a month for a student plan. You can also pay annually for $139.99, which saves about 15%. So, but I think that I got in. I think we got in. I got in on my phone plan. My phone plan. I bought a tablet a while back, and they said hey, because you got this, we have this thing that we will give you Disney Plus for a whole year. For when I'm like, I don't want Disney Plus, and they're like, oh well, we could give you NFL, and I'm like, I don't want the NFL. What are we talking about? And they're like, well, we could give you YouTube Plus or YouTube Premium, and I'm like, hell yeah. So it was like $11.99, I think, when they did that. But yes, I will get paid for those memberships. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's still going in there. It just, I won't get it until March. So that's neither. If you notice, I've not even said anything about it because we're doing good. We do all right here, So the only thing I pay for is a VPN, no cable, no apps, no subscriptions. My news is my own eyes. See? Yeah. Okay. Is there a way? Do you pronounce that? What is that name that you have there? KIFPH. So is it KIF? Is it KIF 76? Is that what we're saying there? KIF 76? Is that how you pronounce it? I like, that's the whole thing that is weird with, I wish people would pick like, oh, okay, she says yes, or he says yes. Whoever you are, you might be a he or she, I don't know. I used to do that with Alva. And I think Alva went to bed. I don't know if Alva went to bed or not, but Alva, if you look here, let me show you. Alva pops up here. Here's Alva. Little pink A. Alva lives, you'll be surprised to know, Alva watches nightly and hails from the great state of Louisiana. And when Alva first became a watcher of mine, he used to watch someone that had been a friend, no longer is a friend, long story. But Alva, I talked to Alva. Alva would be on nightly. We would be talking, and Alva would be saying things. And I had convinced myself, I catfished myself. I had convinced myself that Alva was like a I had convinced myself, KIF 76. I'd convinced myself that Alva was a 28-year-old blonde woman, from 30-year-old blonde woman from Louisiana. I don't even know why I would have done something like that. 29. Here Alva is. So, needless to say, imagine my surprise when I found out that Alva was not a 29-year-old blonde female, and that Alva was instead a man with a beard. It was quite a thing. Comical. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. KIF 76. But that's the thing. All these people get on with these 65-year-old man with long hair and a beard. There he goes to those dreams. That's hilarious. Anyways, no, some people come on in here with some of the weirdest crap. I'm like, I can't even pronounce whatever your name is, but KIF 76. Okay, I can deal with that. So, but Yeah, I like what you said there. The only thing I pay for is VPN. No cable, no apps, no subscriptions. My news is my own eyes. That's the way we gotta be, man. It's a wild, wild world out here. Hey, before we go, I do want to say one last thing. I think today I just I had to take a mental health day and went shooting. We have officially reached halftime for the 124th General Assembly of the state of Indiana. So there we are. We're going to see, I think, they're either out now for a week or out for 2 weeks, and then everything switches. So we'll have to see what occurs when the big switch is on. Okay. See right here. I'll show you this. Oh yeah, dude. I'm telling you, the shooting was a good time. It was an inside warm shooting range indoors. Very, very safe. It was amazing. Yeah, Stumblefoot. Lenny. You know it. Always. Okay. So I told you guys what it looks like when we see the dead bills. Okay, let's go down here and no, yeah, I need I hate cold. All right, see these grayed out bills: Senate Bill 6, Senate Bill 7, Senate Bill 8, 9, Senate Bill 12, 10, 11, 13, 15. See all these? Okay. Can you believe this nonsense? This Indiana, Illinois Boundary Adjustment Commission thing, it actually passed through and is headed to the Senate. What a joke. Oh, look. J.D. Prescott didn't get to name us the Hoosier State for the third year. Tell me how that's helping us, Mr. Prescott. You idiot. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Going down here. See, look at all these gray dead bills. Okay? But don't be fooled, because a lot of these can a lot of the language can find their way into other bills. So you've got to keep an eye out for that. As we notice, let's get down here. 1186 obviously made it. Of course, we knew that it would. What is this? Here's an Election Matters. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I knew that. Here, look at all just this. See how much nonsense all this is. Like, man, if this was my world and we all just lived in it, you all just lived in it, I would tell these idiots that I only want the whole lot of them to put forward. Give me 10 bills from the House and give me 5 bills from the Senate. You work on it together, and let's not be wasting our time with all this not horse shit. Look at all this. So many of these just never even came up in committee even. Just such a joke. Such a joke. Let's shrink it down here so we can hurry this along. Yeah, see. See? What a joke. There you go. There you go, folks. There's our Indiana General Assembly. Anyone watch Sean Ryan's latest episode? Sounds like the plan for Indiana, what they have planned for Ohio. Interesting. When did that come out? I was just listening. I was looking for something to watch tonight when I got off the show. And I was thinking, man, what am I going to listen to? Was a couple of days ago, you're saying. Okay, let me look. Wait, and who was on? Who was the guest? Kif 76. Oh, I see it. Okay, so it was Vivek. I see it. 10 days ago. All right, I'll watch that tonight when I'm off the show. Okay, good. Cool. I don't know how I missed that. That's crazy. I literally watched the shows right around it, but I didn't watch his show. I will definitely, yeah, I've started looking into that. I was looking into that a little bit earlier, Stumblefoot. Busy with the mental health day shooting. Absolutely. Hey, and it was, I would be so much happier if I was just still there. I was just, we went through a lot of ammo today. I just bought some new magazines, so I needed to make sure. I'm always weird about magazines. I need to make sure that they're, until I know they're in good working order, I can't put them in. And so we had to burn through some ammo. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, this has been a really weird show, and I almost have half a mind to just say kill it and make a new 394, but that would be cheating. So we will keep it. We will be here tomorrow night. We're normally Friday's an off night, but we will be here at 9. We will have the gentleman from Henry County on to talk about the roundabout as long as he's willing to come on. He said he was, but I need to find out if Friday's okay. So we'll have him on tomorrow if it's good for him. If not, I'll be on. If he's not on because he can't, because he's got something else come up, we will get him on either then or Sunday. We will not be here Saturday. Saturday will, of course, be an off night. So we will be here tomorrow at 9, off Saturday. We'll be back Sunday, and we'll go from there. You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Have a great, great, great Friday. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. As always, hit the like before you go. That would be fantastic if you could help us there. That would be great. Share the show with everyone you know. Help spread the word. And we will see you tomorrow. God bless each and every one of you. And have a wonderful, wonderful... Oh, wait. Yeah, do this thing. And then have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. Take care. Good night. Goodbye.